Welcome to Inside Evil Interrogations, where we break down the criminal mind and analyze how detectives dismantle deception. Subscribe for expert-level forensic insights into the psychology of suspects under pressure. Today, we examine the interrogation of Christopher John Matthews, whose involvement in the death of Tanner Banderit led to a multi-state manhunt. What unfolds is a psychological battle between a suspect, desperate to maintain control, and detectives skilled at exposing deception. Matthews' interrogation reveals narcissistic self-preservation, erratic storytelling, and emotional unraveling as his fabricated reality collapses. Matthews begins with calculated confidence, assuming he can manipulate the narrative. His immediate denial of seeing Tanner, despite phone records proving otherwise, signals impulsive deception, a sign of overconfidence rather than strategic lying. The introduction of a fictional Jesse Furk as a scapegoat suggests a weakly constructed alibi, likely made up in the moment rather than premeditated. His belief that he can outthink investigators is classic cognitive arrogance, a misjudgment of control common in offenders who believe they are smarter than law enforcement. Matthews begins with calculated confidence, assuming he can manipulate the narrative. His immediate denial of seeing Tanner, despite phone records proving otherwise, signals impulsive deception, a sign of overconfidence rather than strategic lying. The introduction of a fictional Jesse Furk as a scapegoat suggests a weakly constructed alibi, likely made up in the moment rather than premeditated. His belief that he can outthink investigators is classic cognitive arrogance, a misjudgment of control common in offenders who believe they are smarter than law enforcement.
All right, just have a seat. We'll be here. There's some paperwork, procedural stuff we have to do and take care of, and then my partner and I'll come in and talk to you, okay? All right. You doing okay?
Shook up.
I can imagine. We'll come in here and I promise things will feel a lot calmer, okay? I know this room's sterile and that kind of thing, but we're gonna be okay. You want a mask?
No, I'm not afraid of COVID.
Okay.
Actually, if I could take you up on that water, though.
Yeah. Seriously, man, I'm not asking, just to ask you. We'll get you some water.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
What's water?
Yeah, see? This is my partner, Detective Calhoun.
How you doing? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet
See, I didn't even talk to him, so we knew that you might want that. All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes,
Yeah.
okay? Just hang tight. If you need anything, the officer's right here.
you. Do you need anything? You alright?
Bathroom?
I just peed while I was at the gas station.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be right on.
All right, Chris. Sorry to make you wait so long here.
You have enough water? Yeah, thank you.
Introduce myself out there. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Introduce myself out there. I'm Detective Garcia. It's my partner, Detective Calhoun.
Matt.
Oh, he's the one I told you about that would be with me when we come up here to talk to you.
Yeah, we appreciate you being cooperative you have been, so.
Yeah.
Spell your last name for me. Matthews. Okay, so we basically just have to go through some paperwork just so that you're aware of all your rights and that sort of thing, okay?
Okay.
Have you seen that on TV before when they do that?
Yeah. Excuse me. Christopher.
Which is what I... What's your middle name?
John,
J-O-N?
John,
And what's your birthday?
May 19th of 2000.
Gotcha. Alright, so we're just going to go through this real quick. It's just a procedural thing so that you're aware of your rights and that sort of thing, okay?
Yeah.
So you know we're both police officers, right?
Yep.
Kind of figured that one out when you came to the police department?
Yeah.
Alright. It says I'm a law enforcement officer and I'm interviewing reference a murder. Okay? Before you ask any questions, you have to understand your rights. Why don't you read along with me? Just so you understand. You read and write, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Just initial here, just make sure you understand them, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. Can and will. You have the right to speak to an attorney, have him present during questioning. And if you can't afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you free of charge. And you have the right to stop the interview at any time. It's a voluntary interview. Understand that?
Yep.
Okay. Just sign that. It says, understand my rights. They've been explained to me. With these rights in mind, you're willing to answer questions. Does that make sense?
Today's date's the 4th, if you'll update at the bottom.
Yeah.
9-4.
What's the highest grade you've achieved?
GED.
Okay, so you actually graduated high school?
Yeah.
So you can read correct.
Equivalent.
Where'd you go?
Mainly Lakewood and then Pathways, and then I finished at Front Range.
Oh, you did? At the community college?
Yep.
When was that?
I'm not exactly sure. I believe it was May of 2019, 2018.
Very nice.
So, Chris, it's like I explained to you out there, we're fair detectives. We're going to record this, too.
That's
There's always two sides.
Yeah.
And you know exactly why you're here. So, tell us your side, man. What do you think you're here?
Why do I think I'm here?
Yeah.
'Cause my car was in a crime scene.
And what kind of crime scene was that? What do you think?
It's stated on your paper,
Uh-huh.
so
Okay.
I guess you guys are investigating a murder of Tanner?
Yeah, how do you know Tanner, anyways?
Friends of friends?
Did you go to Legacy at all?
No.
Is that it? Okay. Because you went to Legacy, right?
I went to Frederick.
Is that, he used to live up there, huh?
Yeah, I
For
forgot.
his mom?
I'm not exactly sure. I didn't know him well.
Oh, okay.
How long have you known him, though? I mean, just as an acquaintance, maybe not.
2 or 3 years?
2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
And he was more of an acquaintance back then?
Yeah, I was like just friends of friends.
Okay.
I'd see him in the halls, whatever.
Okay. And when did you guys start kind of talking?
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. And Chris, I'm going to let you know now, just so you understand this. We know Tanner was involved with drugs. We know you are involved in drugs as well a little bit. We do not care about any of that. Whatever you tell us about the drugs, I can tell you now, I'm not a drug cop, and I don't care about those things.
Yeah.
And neither does my partner, okay? So, during this interview, we just would like you to be as honest as you can about everything, because I know that in the back of your mind you're thinking, oh man, they're going to try to give me some on the drugs, you know what I mean? It's not the case. We do not care about drugs at all, okay? Does that make sense to you? Okay. So tell us about your relationship with Tanner.
So, to start, I ran away from my dad's house. This is my side of the story.
Yeah, tell me.
And then I started doing a lot of cocaine, and I met him through all of the people that I was hanging out with, and he was the dude up in Frederick. That's all I knew him as.
Okay.
And then I'd take him to go pick up stuff here and there, but that's all I really knew him as.
And when you would take him to go pick up stuff, would he give you a little bit on the side for kind of chauffeuring him around sort of thing?
I mean, he'd pay me money or product.
Okay. What was it usually?
Mainly product.
Mainly product?
Because I was addicted then,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
still addicted.
Yeah, keep talking to us about it. And so what, since you were...
I don't know, I lost connection with him. I finished all of my legal troubles when I turned 18, and then I just remember seeing him at Starbucks one time with Alicia, and then after that I didn't really hear from him, see from him. And then one of my friends, Jojo,
Mm-hmm.
Jojo reintroduced me to him.
Okay. And then what happened from there?
And then I just hung out with JoJo and Tanner, like, not a lot, but we'd go run him to the plug's house or whatever.
To what?
To the distributors.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I was just kind of the driver.
A lot
They
of
liked my car.
That's a nice car.
It is nice.
A lot of people, it seems like a lot of people actually kind of did that for Tanner. Like, that was kind of his,
He didn't have a car.
well, because he kept crashing them.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't even know that.
We actually know quite a bit about Tanner.
So then let's fast forward. Then what goes on? You guys he sells you some drugs, you drive him around,
Yeah.
and that was kind of thing. So
Yeah, that was about it.
you didn't hang out. You guys weren't like boys hanging out.
No, we weren't like, hey, like, kicking it. We weren't drinking. We weren't kicking back beers. I wasn't partying. I don't like to party
Mhm.
anymore. Like if I party with a small group of people. I don't like to go out and because most people go out and they drink and they drive.
Sure.
I'm completely against drinking and driving.
So when you're partying, you like to be where you're at and not move, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Less chance of getting pulled over, right?
Yeah, less chance.
Right. So how did it work when you bought drugs from him? Did you call him? Did he call you? Say, hey, I've got some stuff. How
Man,
that
he
usually
middlemaned it through JoJo.
through JoJo?
Yeah.
But there were times where you'd get it directly from him.
Yeah, after a certain point.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure when that was. But
Okay. And how did that take place? You shoot him a text? Was it Snapchat or how?
it was mainly Snapchat,
Uh,
and then sometimes he'd call me, text me. I don't even think he used text. I honestly don't really remember.
but it was a Snapchat is what you would use to communicate a lot?
Snapchat.
Okay. All right. How long have you been addicted to cocaine?
Off and on, 2 years.
2 years. Stuff messes you up.
Oh yeah, it messes your brain up bad.
Yeah. And I did explain that I'm not a drug cop now, but I used to be. I used to do narcs. So I completely get and sympathize with what that drug can do to you.
And this does not affect anything because you are not investigating.
Not at drugs at all. I promise you that. No, I'm not. It's probably been, 15 years since I've been in narcotics? So no, this isn't it. And I don't care about that. I'm not looking to go bust anybody on drugs at all. And as a matter of fact, narcs aren't even in this building. We don't work together, so they're not going to know about this unless I call them and be like, hey, this. And I'll be honest with you, the level of drugs that you and Tanner and everybody is at, they wouldn't care about it anyway. You're not kilo dealers, so.
Yeah, we're not moving like.
No, pounds. You're not a cartel.
Yeah.
It's not a multinational type thing. So that's what they're interested in. So like I said, we really don't care.
Okay.
So let's fast forward. You said that you know that you're here because somebody borrowed your car. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You told a different detective that, right, over the phone?
I told the detective that over the phone, yeah.
Yeah. And tell me about that.
So, basically, honestly, I'm just going to come forth and tell you that was a lie.
Okay. We appreciate that.
Yeah. And we've done a lot of work, so we kind of already knew that.
Yeah.
But I think this is your opportunity to be as candid as possible and just tell us what happened, man.
Yeah.
We want to know your side.
He was in the car with me.
Tanner was?
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you pick him up?
Pecos and 116.
The apartments there?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened?
And then we drove down to Pecos. We hit the 7-Eleven. And then we're driving back. And then he tried to reach for a gun.
For what gun?
For my gun.
He tried to reach for your gun?
Yeah.
Where was your gun at?
My gun was in the center console.
Just sitting there?
Yeah.
Is it the gun that's in the car now?
No.
It's a different gun? Okay. And what happened?
Basically, he reached for it, and then I shot him.
How'd that go down? Because he was shot right here.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? There's a whole lot more that happens when you shoot somebody in the head. So give us details.
We struggled for a bit. I mean, I was driving down the road, and then he reached for the gun, and it was self-defense.
Sure.
So tell me, did he say anything
No?
when he reached for it? He just reached for it.
Did he actually get hold of it?
No. I got a hold of it first.
You just saw him reaching toward it?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And then I shot him.
When you were in your car,
Yeah.
still driving? Where was that at? Or exactly what do you think that
Pecos.
Pecos and what, like cross streets?
It was 116th.
Like 116th and Pecos?
It was still by those apartments?
Yeah.
Okay, so then what happened?
And then I didn't know what to do. I was scared.
Sure. Just shot somebody in your car.
Yeah.
Scary. So what'd you do?
I should have took him to the ER, thinking about it.
Yeah. But what did you do?
I took him to a field.
Okay.
I didn't know what else to do.
I bet you panicked at that point, huh?
Yeah.
I'm pretty scared too. That's a long ways to drive. Was he dead right away?
Yeah.
Really?
And I don't know. I was just freaking out.
Yeah, sure.
Tell us about that, man.
Yeah.
Walk us
Go through your
through
head.
the emotion. Because I told you in the beginning, there's two stories.
Yeah.
Tell us your version. Tell us everything. I mean, I want to be with you and in the car. Help us understand the
Yeah.
self-defense part of this.
Yeah, because who else? It was just you in the car, or was there somebody else in there?
No, there's nobody else in the car.
Okay, so tell us what happened.
He reached for my gun. I grabbed it, and then I pointed it at him and shot him in the head.
What did he do when you pointed at him?
What?
What did he do when you pointed at him?
He tried to grab it.
You tried to grab it when you were pointing it at him?
Yeah.
So did you guys struggle over the gun?
Not like terribly, but he grabbed it.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, take your time.
He tried to grab it, and then I grabbed it, and I went like that.
Okay. So you're in the driver's seat. You point, and did you touch his head with it?
I don't have any idea if I touched his head with it or not.
Okay. So you point the gun at his head.
Yeah.
What did he say anything?
He was trying to reach for my gun, but
Did he say like "Don't shoot me" or anything? Or
he was trying. I don't know, honestly. It's memories that I've repressed.
Sure.
yeah.
It's a very
But this
traumatic.
is really important to get this all out. I mean, this is really for your benefit.
Yeah.
So, and we appreciate your candor. So how did you shoot this guy? What happened?
I just remember picking up the gun after he tried to grab it, and then I pointed it at him and shot him. And then after that, I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Absolutely, I totally get that.
And then
You drove a long ways. You got that guy on the other side of your car. I mean, you're freaking out.
yeah, I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, sure.
At that point, it's like, do I bring him to the ER or what? Like, he's sitting there gargling.
He's gurgling.
Yeah,
Really?
just blood all over the place.
Is there a lot of blood?
Yeah.
Oh, did it get on YouTube?
Yeah, I got on one of my shirts.
Okay. So, what'd you do? We drove south, obviously.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, I was just like, I found a field, and I was like, I don't know if I should just put him here. That's what was going on in my head at that moment.
Yeah.
And I put him in the field, and I was just like, freaking the fuck out.
Yes.
Because killing somebody, whenever you kill somebody, it's just, you're never the same after it.
Sure.
You probably haven't been sleeping much since then.
No, not really.
So when you got to the field, what happened from there? Walk us through that.
Basically, I grabbed him out of the car, and then I pulled him into the cornfield. I don't know what kind of field it was, but I dragged him into the field, and then that was it. And then I jumped back in my car.
Okay. When you drug him into the field, was he still gurgling, or was he?
He was out.
He was out by then.
No, and then I took off my shirt while I was driving to cover his head.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Just good. Why?
Just because I don't know. I just
Would you see it after you shot him?
is trauma. Like I try not to go back into it.
Yeah, I understand.
Unfortunately, we're going to need to go through it in some detail today. And I know it's traumatic to have to relive it, but these things really happened.
Yeah.
And you can't take it back, right? I mean,
No.
it's something that went bad, but you have to own your part of it. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's like, there's nothing we can do to make that go away. This is something that happened.
Yeah.
And so we just put the whole story out of what happened, and then, because we want to know, we weren't there. Like, we knew that you shot this guy, you know, but we didn't really know the context of how that happened. Like, we didn't know if you were just like cold-blooded execute this guy, or if there was some.
I wouldn't do that unless my life was in danger.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So then, what'd you do once you pulled his body out? How did you get out of the car?
How did I get out of the car?
Yeah.
At what moment?
Like how'd you get the body out of your car? What'd you do? So you pulled into the dirt, right?
Yeah.
So we saw your tire tracks.
Yeah.
Up towards the corn, right?
Yeah.
And then so you stop at the cornfield.
Yeah.
I'm not want to put words in your mouth.
Okay.
And that's another thing too. If I say something that's wrong, like that's incorrect, or I assume something, then correct me, please, because I want to get that. I want to get it right. Okay. And then the other thing that I want to make really clear is that if you don't understand a question that I give you or my partner gives you, tell me I don't understand, and I'll try and rephrase it in a way that you do understand.
Thank you.
Because I talk kind of fast. So, and I just want to make sure that we understand each other completely. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate that. So you drive up to the cornfield and stop, obviously. And then walk us through what happened after that.
And then I remember just getting out of my car and then grabbing him and dragging his lifeless body into the field
How did you drag him?
by his arms.
Like under his arms, like a fireman, or by his hands, or what?
I think I grabbed him by his wrists.
Okay.
I think I'm not exactly sure where I grabbed him.
Okay. And then what?
And then I drove off.
Okay. Where is his money and cocaine and phone?
I'm not exactly.
Because I know his pockets were pulled out, and I know he had money and cocaine and his phone on when he got in your car.
It's none of his.
What's that?
It's none of his.
None of it's his?
None of the money or cocaine is his.
That's in your car now?
No.
Okay. So that night though, when you drove
Yeah.
him into the field,
Yeah.
what did he have on him?
He had his ID and money and coke.
And did you took that out of his pocket?
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably should have left it.
But that's okay. I mean, we're just trying to walk through this whole
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
I know little things might not seem important, but they are.
Yeah.
So when you took that out of his, it was in his pocket?
Yeah.
And then what'd you do with it from there?
From there,
Just took it with you?
yeah. I took it with me. Got rid of it.
How much coke do you have on? Like an ounce?
Yeah, just about that.
Okay. And how much money?
He didn't have any cash on him.
He didn't have any?
No.
I thought he always carried around like $5,000.
No.
Because he's like a flashy guy, right? Doesn't he flash money a lot?
I don't know.
That's just
I
what
guess
you're
his
told.
house just got raided the day before or the day of.
His did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So then you take his phone and his ID. Was it in a wallet or how was it?
his phone was still in my car.
Oh, it was just in your car.
Yeah, and then I took out his ID. I don't know, and then the coke.
Okay. And then you left.
He said he had money too.
The money was mine.
Oh, okay.
Because you were going to buy a Coke.
I was gonna buy the coke from him.
Had you already given him money? You just took it back? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. How much was that?
Like 1,000.
That's not a bad price for an ounce. Usually 12 to 14, right?
I don't know, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure.
Did he always say an ounce for about 12 or how much did he?
I was working my way up to ounces,
Okay.
so I finally had the 1,000. And I was just like, okay, I got it.
And he was going to hook you up with the 1,000.
Or I'm not sure if it was 1,000 or 12, but I just remember having the money, and the money was straight, and then I handed it to him, and then he reached for the gun.
Okay.
And
But he never touched the gun, right?
He
He never touched that gun, right?
he was reaching for it, but
So you just grabbed it out and then shot him?
yeah.
so was the agreement, how much was the agreement for the money, for the Coke?
For the ounce.
Yeah.
It was 1,200.
It was.
And I paid him 1,200.
Oh, it wasn't 1,000.
I don't know. I'm getting different numbers mixed up from different people.
Okay. How much money did you go there with?
I had 1,400 on me.
1,400 on you.
Yeah.
And how much did you give him?
I gave him 12.
Okay. And then after you gave him the 12, did he give you the Coke?
He reached for the gun.
Right after you gave him the money?
Yeah.
And where was your gun? Just sitting out in the open, or?
Yeah, I was sitting in the center console.
Okay.
What kind of gun was it?
It was a Glock 30.
Where is that gun now?
I don't know.
You got rid of it?
I got rid of it.
Yeah. And how'd you get rid of it?
I traded it for the revolver.
Okay. And who'd you do that with?
My friend.
It's okay. We might already know this. We need to hear it from you, though.
I prefer not to share the name.
Well, this is the thing, though, is you're being very cooperative and good with this, and that's great. But to help other people that are associated, you probably want to keep them out of it, right? Don't want them to get in trouble. But this is what I'm telling you. A lot of times detectives, I'm just giving you a little bit of a clue, we ask you things we already know, so we need to corroborate their stories. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if they're lying, then guess what? They're helping you, and they could go down for this too. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so who did you trade it with?
My friend Trevor.
Trevor?
Yeah.
And what's Trevor's last name?
I think it's like Wincliffe,
Trevor Wincliffe.
something like that. I don't know his
Okay.
last name.
So you just traded straight across?
Yeah.
Did he have any idea why you were trading guns or anything?
He had the revolver and he's been wanting the 30 for forever.
So you just knew it was he thought it was a good trade. Did he know what happened? Why you were trading him?
No.
Does he know you shot him, somebody with it?
No.
See, that's why we need to get that back. We want to have him walk around with a gun with a body on it, you know?
I guess he's already got it gone too.
Oh, you already sold it?
He already sold it.
Okay.
And then there is an extended magazine in my car for it.
Okay. What caliber is that?
45.
Was that clip in it that day when that accident happened? Okay. So let's fast forward from there. I know that I can imagine that things are just chaotic.
And I'm in complete panic mode at this point.
I can seriously see that. I can imagine that. I can see it.
Yeah.
So from there, what happened? What'd you do?
I drove around aimlessly.
Was him in there?
No.
After you
After
After I
him?
dropped him,
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, sure.
I was freaking the fuck out.
I would too.
And
Yeah.
then I went to Tara's house.
Did you go straight to her house, or did you go home first change?
I think I went home first to change.
Because then you talked to Tara for a little bit, right?
I don't know.
Did she call you,
When?
Tara, that night, right before you went over?
I think I called her.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure on
That's okay.
details.
So you went home and changed, and then you went to her house?
I believe so.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And then from there, I was like, I just killed somebody.
You told Tara that?
And then what happened?
I don't really remember.
Okay.
I was like
You're still panicking.
I'm still panicking, but like it was like a weird panic, and it was like I'm freaking the fuck out mentally, and then from there it's just I
You just kind of went into survive mode. Is that a
Yeah.
fair way to put it?
yeah, and like I don't know, sometimes whenever I'm like I try to turn shit into humor, because if I turn it into humor, I hope that it'll get my head out of that, and like, but
How'd you do it on that one?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I think I just started trying to like turn humorous brain on to get rid of trauma.
Detectives confront Matthews with tire track evidence, and his demeanor shifts. His speech becomes slower, his body language more guarded, early signs of cognitive overload. His avoidance of direct answers suggests internal conflict between his fabricated story and reality. Instead of adjusting his lie, he doubles down on Jesse Ferg, a sign of commitment bias, where a suspect sticks to a lie despite clear contradictions. His attempt to invalidate the evidence itself, rather than shift his narrative, indicates defensive rigidity, often seen in suspects unwilling to accept loss of control.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
How'd you learn how to do that?
I don't know. I just feel like I've always thought that like laughter and like humor is better than, you know, sitting in complete terror and just,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's how you were feeling up until then?
yeah, I was freaking out. And then I showered, and like I started to collect myself a little bit after I showered, but I'm still like trembling.
This is at Tara's house?
No. That was at my house.
You showered at your house.
I believe so.
Okay. Where did you start cleaning up your car at? Did you just leave it at your house? Did you clean it at your house, or how did you clean up your car?
I cleaned it mainly in the garage of my house. I no longer live there.
Where was that at?
Which one's that?
129. I don't know. It's by Westlake.
By Westlake. Okay.
Over off Grove?
Yeah.
So you drove into the garage there.
Yeah, I parked it in the garage.
Did you usually park in the garage there?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay,
I paid an extra $50 for the garage.
that makes sense. And then tell me about that. Tell me about cleaning the car. What was going through your head?
I was like, this car, I don't know. I was just like, I have to drive this car to get to and from work and handle what I need to handle. But at that point, I was like, complete panic mode. I grabbed rags, and then I started wiping down the car with like Jameson. I didn't know what else to use.
The liquor, Jameson?
Yeah,
Okay. Then why'd you use that?
I have no idea.
Do you think it would be like an antiseptic or something, or because of the alcohol?
I don't know. It was just the only thing I had.
Okay.
I mean,
That's why your car smelled so goofy, huh?
what you mean?
Because Tara said your car smelled weird.
Yeah,
Because there's a bunch of Jameson in there, huh?
probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what did you cleaned it in the garage at your house?
Yeah.
And you rent a room there?
Well,
Do you rent a room there?
I did.
You did. And so you cleaned it there.
Correct.
And then you got most of it cleaned there?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you do with the rags and stuff there? What happened?
I threw them in a dumpster.
Where?
It was like one of the home builder dumpsters.
Okay.
Near,
Why'd you do that?
near Westlake there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why'd you do that?
Why did I throw them out?
And why'd you put them in a home builder dumpster?
Just because with my dad, we lived off Sunset Place, and it was a brand new housing development, and we just got used to like throwing all of our boxes and anything we didn't really need. And
Do you throw them away to get rid of the evidence, basically? The blood? That makes sense. Yeah, okay. That's fine.
You still want to be carrying around a bunch of bloody rags.
I don't know what to do with a bunch
Yeah.
of bloody rags.
Sure.
And so did you get the majority of it clean there?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. And then from there you went to Terrace.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you stay the night there? Did you sleep there?
Yeah.
Okay. When you told her, what did she say? How'd she react to this?
She continued to console me.
Just help you try to come out of panic. Okay. So then let's fast forward a little bit. You took a nap there. You slept there. Is that right?
I slept there for a little bit,
Okay. And then what happened?
and then I don't really know what happened from there. I just continued to stay at her house and go about regular business.
Okay. You guys left though. That next day, right from her house.
I'm not exactly sure
Well, when you left Tara's house, where did you go from there?
what day.
The day after.
The day after.
What did we do the day after?
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember.
Okay. Did you go to where your mom used to live?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about that.
So basically, we went to where my mom used to live, and she was doing her own thing, and I was in the garage trying to clean the car.
Who is she? Who are you talking about? Tara or your mom?
Tara,
Tara.
yeah. And then my mom, she didn't even know what was going on. She was in the kitchen making food.
Okay. And tell me there at your mom's house.
Yeah.
What's the street address? Do you know that address?
114 or 14 Kingway
Okay. And where did you clean the car at?
in the garage.
In the garage. Did you shut the garage?
I believe so.
Okay. And tell me how the process you went through cleaning it there.
I I used a steam cleaner and pulled out the seats.
You pulled out the seats. Did you pull up the carpet or just a steam cleaner?
But did I pull up the carpet?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't replace the carpet. His DNA is still in the carpet.
Okay. But did you try to pull the carpet out or you just steam cleaned it?
I just steam cleaned it.
Okay. Was there still a lot of blood?
Yeah, and there was like chunks of brain matter.
Where was that at?
Where was
The brain matter.
just inside the car,
Was it in the back, the front,
all over
all over? Where was he sitting when you had shot him?
the passenger seat.
In the front or the back? Front.
In the front.
Okay. And this is going to be hard, but I kind of want you to walk me through this just so we can follow this, okay?
You're doing really good.
You are.
Yeah.
And if you need some water, take a drink. Do you need some more? Is it gone?
It's alright.
Okay, we'll get some.
I'll get you some.
We'll get some.
Excuse my reach.
No.
No, you're fine.
So, when you leaned back, you grabbed the gun, and you demonstrated it. Show me how that was. Was it a reach out when you shot him? Were you here? How?
Okay.
Show me your body position
Okay,
as you're.
so he's right here.
Okay.
Say I'm in the passenger seat right now. He reached for it, and then I went like that.
You're in the passenger seat?
No.
No, he's-
Okay, so Tanner's in the passenger seat. I'm Tanner right now.
Okay.
He goes for the gun, and then I'm driving, and then I grab the gun from the center console because I saw him reaching for it,
Mhm.
and then I shot him.
And when you shot him, what was his body position? What was he doing? Was he just sitting there? Or show me how he looked when that happened.
I think he was trying to reach for it like slide-like.
Okay.
So it was slow? Like you reach real slowly for it?
I don't know, like it's just like you're not trying to grab it quick like,
Mm-hmm.
but like you're trying to grab it. I don't know.
So he didn't like lunge for it. You just
No.
kind of like was moving his hand that way,
Yeah,
and then you grabbed it and shot him.
yeah, because like you don't reach towards the center console where a gun's at or another man's gun's at.
Sure.
Okay.
Why'd you decide to pull the trigger?
I was always told with gun safety, if you're going to aim a gun at anybody.
What?
If you point a gun at somebody in gun safety, your intent is to shoot them.
Yeah. So that was your intent.
I mean, it wasn't like if you point a gun at somebody, you have to be in the position to where your life is in danger enough.
Yeah, why was your life in danger?
Because he was reaching for my gun.
Okay. How far away did his hand get from the gun, you think?
It'd be easier to show like in my car, but I don't know, maybe like 4 inches from the gun.
Okay. His hand was about 4 inches from the gun,
Yeah,
going kind of slow towards it.
yeah.
Okay.
That helps us. So, and just kind of going back to it. So he's sitting in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
You grab the gun first. Walk us slowly through that. What happens from there? What does he do?
He reached for the gun first.
So after he does that,
Yeah.
but you get the gun first, and then what happens from that?
And then I pointed the gun at him.
And when you did that, what did he do?
I don't
Did he
know.
turn away from you, or?
It all happened.
I think I hit right here, so he must have been looking away from you.
As detectives introduce witness testimony, his girlfriend noticing blood on his hat, Matthews becomes visibly agitated, a telltale sign that his internal defense mechanisms are breaking down. His immediate reaction is anger and blame shifting, a fight response often seen in interrogation psychology when a suspect feels trapped. His erratic emotional shifts indicate stress-induced cognitive dissonance, as his brain struggles to reconcile his narrative with mounting evidence.
It all happened in the blink of an eye, honestly.
It was very quick.
Yeah, and I just remember gunshot, blood splatter, and then gargle.
And how long did that occur? The gargling.
I don't know, 5-10 minutes.
He was gargling in your car for 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Was that while you were driving?
is that why I was driving.
Is that while you were driving?
Yeah.
Sorry, I talked kind of fast, like I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
before, so
That-
forgive me.
Yeah, that was while I was driving.
God, that must have been pretty scary.
Yeah, I was freaking out.
Imagine so.
Did you see? So you shot him. You saw where you had shot him, and then where all was he bleeding from?
I
I
don't
couldn't tell.
know. I was just trying to figure out what to do at that point and try to. I don't know. In that point, I was in panic mode, complete panic mode.
You said you covered him with your shirt
Yeah, I took my shirt off and I covered his face.
as you were driving.
Yeah. I don't know.
Where's that shirt?
I don't know. It should be in the dumpster as well. Was everything?
The rags?
Yeah.
You said that dumpster's where?
Westlake?
Where in Westlake?
I'm not exactly sure which dumpster it was, but I threw it in one of their roll off dumpsters.
Do you have any training with firearms? You said you knew about firearm safety rules.
Well, when I was 18, 16, my dad made me take a concealed firearm class.
Oh, so you've actually shot a decent amount.
Yeah, my dad's ex-army,
Oh, cool.
so is my grandpa.
So you shot quite a bit growing up?
Yeah,
Okay. So you're familiar with firearms.
yeah.
And you understand that when you pull the trigger, it goes bang and bad things happen. But, okay. Have you been drinking that night?
No,
Do you have
I
any
was sober.
drugs or anything?
no, I actually went to FedEx.
Oh, you were supposed to work that night, right?
Yeah, I started at work
Okay.
and I left my badge at home,
Yeah.
my ID.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they wouldn't. They said they'd let me work and they'd clock me in, but then I asked this dude if I could just scan his badge real quick.
Yeah. So you work full time?
I
You didn't.
I was working part time.
Okay. What did you do?
I loaded trucks.
Oh, cool. How long you been there?
I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks.
Okay. You liked it there?
It was all right.
So you went to work and you couldn't use your.
I
Badge or
couldn't
whatever?
use the scanner, and then I asked somebody else for his, and he said nope. So I just walked out. I was like, okay, whatever.
And then what did you do after that?
And then Tanner was blowing my phone up the entire time.
He was calling you.
Yeah, he was calling me
Why was he calling you?
because I don't know. I guess he just wanted to get rid of it because his house got raided the day before,
Oh, okay.
and he needed the money. And I don't know. He was just
So he knew you were in the market for a little cocaine.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what?
And then I left work and then met Tanner.
Okay.
So let's pause a little bit with that part. When you went to meet Tanner, you described picking him up off 116th and Pecos. Was he with anybody?
He was with one person.
Did you know that person?
I have no idea who it was.
Okay. But just Tanner got in the car.
Yeah, only Tanner got in the car.
Who else lives in that apartment?
What?
Who else lives in that apartment?
I don't really hang out with Tanner or his friends. I just remember one time I was in the car with JoJo, and he was making laps around the entire complex.
JoJo was?
No.
Tanner was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then, you guys get in the car. Explain that part of it to me. When he first gets in the car, how does the deal go down? Do you do it right there? Do you drive off a little bit? Or how?
Yeah. So basically, when I parked, I saw a white Dodge, and it looked like it had cameras on the side.
Huh.
And I was like, bro, like your house just got raided today. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, whatever. But he's like, no, we're good. Just pull up to the gas station out there. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm here. Might as well do it.
Yeah.
And then we went to the gas station, and then we drove back.
To the apartment?
So we drove from 116th
Yeah.
down to Pecos, because there was a cop right there. And then we drove back that way,
Back which way?
back to the apartment.
Oh, okay.
And then we hand-to-handed it in the middle of the street.
On Pecos or in the apartments?
In Pecos.
Still right around 116th, right?
Yeah.
And then when that happened, you gave him the money. Is that correct?
Yeah, I gave him the money while we were going down Pecos,
Okay.
and then he reached for my gun.
Was there an argument or anything? Did you say, where's the cocaine at, or,
I was like, where's it at? And then, and then he reached for my gun.
Okay. So was there an argument or just maybe even like a going back and forth a little bit about the money and the cocaine?
Kinda, not really. Basically, he was. I don't know necessarily like where he was at with his life in that moment, and like his entire house just got raided.
Sure.
So like I'm not sure if he was like in a spot where he was like, you know what, like I'm gonna take this dude's shit because I'm in a position to where I'm not okay. So I'm not sure if that's what I don't know, but we didn't really exchange words. He and I never really exchanged words ever.
What about then though? You gave him the money? Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I gave him the money and I was like, dude, where's my shit? And then he reached for the gun.
Okay. That's where I was getting at. That's what I was wondering. Okay. And then that's when everything else took place.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's keep going with that. So then everything happens. You panic. You go to the field.
Yeah.
And when you pull him out, he's gurgling as you're driving. And I'm just recapping because I need to make sure it's all flowing right in my mind.
Correct us if we got it wrong.
Yeah. I'm just putting together what you told me and I'm seeing if I'm interpreting it correctly.
Okay.
You're driving. He's gurgling. I take it he's bleeding.
Yeah.
And how is he sitting? Is he leaned over? Is he leaned over towards you? What's his?
He was leaned over this way, and then at one point we went around a turn, and he was leaning on me, so I pushed his head over and then grabbed my shirt off.
And put it over him?
Yeah.
And was he still gurgling at that point?
I believe so.
Okay. And you're driving, by now, where do you think you're at when you're driving and the shirt's over his head?
I don't really remember what street I was at.
Okay. And let's rewind just a little bit. When this happens, where's your phone at?
Where's my phone at?
Yeah.
My phone was with me.
With you?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you turn it off?
I don't remember. I think my phone was pretty close to dead.
Okay.
Because I was listening to music. And I hadn't charged my phone all day. I was charging my AirPods instead of my phone.
So you were playing music through your phone on your car, through your car, is that right? Through Bluetooth or something?
I think so.
Okay.
Detectives sense Matthew's mental withdrawal. His answers become short, vague, and dismissive. This is a passive resistance strategy, where the suspect psychologically distances themselves in an attempt to regain control. His fidgeting and lack of eye contact signal internal panic, a precursor to confession or narrative collapse. Detectives counter by using strategic silence, a method that forces suspects to sit with their thoughts, increasing psychological pressure.
Did it stop playing at that point, or tell me about that?
My phone was like 5% or low battery.
Okay. Did it shut off then?
Yeah.
It did. And were you at the apartment still when that shut off?
Yeah.
Okay. Then how did you take the body down, right? You drive with him, you find the field. Explain that to me. When you see the field, what happens? Where are you at and what happens? Are you driving down Federal? Down Lowell?
I think it's Federal.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, well, I see a field. I don't know what else
Sure.
to do.
And then what happened?
And then I drove into the field, and then I got out of my car, walked over, and pulled him by, I believe, his wrists. I'm not exactly sure what part of the body I dragged him out by.
Okay. I assume he was still bleeding. Did he get blood on you?
Yeah. And then I went home and took a shower.
How did you get? This is gonna sound silly, but I saw him when he was in that field.
Yeah.
How did you get out of your car? Like, did you get out of your door, out of the passenger door? How did you get out?
I got out of the driver's side.
And then where did you go?
And then
Did you go around the front or the back, or?
I don't honestly remember if I went around the front or the back.
Okay. Because there's a couple different sets of shoe prints over there, and so it made me kind of feel like there's another person
Really?
that was with you.
No. There was nobody else with me.
Okay.
Do you remember what kind of shoes you were wearing?
I think they were Vans.
Okay. Where are those?
They're in a dumpster.
Okay. So you threw away all your clothes?
Yeah.
So this is gonna sound silly, but what size shoe are you wearing?
I have no idea. It kind of varies on which ones it is.
So then you leave, and then you go to your house, you shower, you change.
Mm-hmm.
Was it before Terrace that you threw your clothes in the rags that you cleaned the car out with? Or when did you do that? Was it before you went to Terrace, directly after you showered and changed?
I think I waited a while. I waited like a day or two.
Before you threw that away?
Yeah, I was just kind of sitting in my trunk.
Okay. And then you went back and threw it away over there?
Yeah.
Because you knew there was construction there?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you were at Terrace, and then you went to your mom's house and you cleaned there, right? At what point did Eric show up at your house?
I don't remember.
Was it that day?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what happened from there?
He started questioning what the fuck I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, I just killed somebody. And
When was that?
well,
When you told her that?
right then and there, when he started freaking, or before he started freaking out.
Was that at your mom's house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did he tell you to do? Because he's got a little more experience with. I know he's got out of prison, right?
Yeah.
So were you trying to get some advice from him?
No, I was just like, dude, I mean, like, kinda, yeah. I was
Sure.
like, dude, like, I don't know how to deal with this, like, mentally. I don't know, I was asking him for, like, mental help, not really,
Yeah.
like, what to do.
Did he give you any advice on, like, how to cover it up?
No.
No? What did he tell you to do?
He said, dude, like, you're gonna have to deal with it. He said, okay, so basically with all of my other charges that I've had, he's always been the one who makes me turn myself in.
Really?
Usually, yeah. So I had some eluding charges.
Okay.
And he told me, bro, stop shitting in your dirty underwear, like as a metaphorical term.
Right.
Yeah, so like don't keep racking up charges after charges after charges.
Right.
Just go handle it and get it done with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
Pretty good advice.
yeah.
And so you told him what happened, and what happened? How did he respond?
He started freaking the fuck out, crying all over the place.
He doesn't handle a lot of emotion well, does he?
And he doesn't really do emotion most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what happened from there?
I don't remember. He just said, let's get the fuck out of here. And then I guess he had some shit to go do.
Okay.
So I drove, I don't know, I drove alongside him, in front of him, behind him, whatever. And then we parked, and he starts freaking out on me. And I'm sitting there having a conversation with him, and in the middle of public. I don't remember exactly where we were, but it's like off Pecos.
Okay. Pecos and what? Like what area?
I think like 92nd-ish.
Pecos 92nd-ish. There's like gas station and stuff right
Yeah.
there. Where did you guys stop at when he was freaking out?
There was like a tattoo place and like food and stuff, and then we just both parked.
Okay. He needed a moment to freak out for a second to kind of get himself together. Is that?
he freaked out at the house, and then I guess he wanted to drive to get out of the house.
Okay.
Just, I don't know. I feel like whenever you're freaking out and you get a scenery change.
Okay. So you follow him in your car,
Yeah.
and he's in his,
Yeah.
and then you go there. You guys get out and you talk again.
He was sitting inside of his car
Okay.
the entire time. I had to get out to talk to him.
Did you get in his car or just talk to him outside?
I just talked to him outside the window.
And then what happened? Tell me about that conversation. What happened with that?
He was just like, dude, you're fucked. I was like, dude, it's self-defense. You know? He was like, dude, like, I don't know what to tell you. Because I don't think he's ever killed anybody to my knowledge.
And then what did he tell you to do?
He was like, you could either run or you could stay here and face the consequences.
Mm.
He told me I should probably just stay and get it done and over with. Because you guys are going to catch up to me eventually.
And then what happened? What'd you do?
From there, I just hung out for a couple days.
Where at?
Tara's house,
Most of the time there.
most of the time.
And then what led you to leave?
To leave?
Mhm.
I don't remember. Honestly.
Did you leave that night or close to the first couple of days? Did you take off then?
Yeah, I took off to Arizona. Went to Chloride.
Where's that at?
This town's name's Chloride.
In
It's a
Arizona?
mining town. Chloride.
Chloride.
Yeah.
It's a what town?
That's a mining town. Like an old mining town.
Why'd you go there?
I don't know. I just...
Did you know it? Have you been there before?
No. I don't know. I was just like, okay, I need to clear my mind. I need to get this out of my head and go do something. And maybe run, because like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. I didn't want to continue to. I lied, obviously, over the phone to the other detectives. Nobody borrowed my car. It was me.
Sure.
But sometimes fessing up to it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Respect you for it.
I mean,
So when you talked to that detective, is that when you left? Were you scared after you talked to him and you're like, oh god, the cops just called me?
yeah.
And did you leave directly after that? Or?
I think so. I was like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. And then I went to Chloride, and then my mom met me in Laughlin. And then we went gambling. And
In Laughlin?
Yeah.
Where'd you gamble at?
Harrah's, Golden Nugget, all over.
Did you win anything?
Not too much.
Not too much.
I mean, I was just kind of bouncing. I'm not supposed to gamble at 20, but
Yeah.
I just tell them I left my ID in my car.
Okay. And then what happens from there? From Laughlin?
From Laughlin, we went to Las Vegas a couple times, and then I came out with like $1,000 off of a machine.
Nice.
Yeah, and then my mom was like, "Hey, break me off." Like I was like, "All right, fine, you know what? Whatever. Here's $500."
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, all her money's gone. All my money's like I got enough money for gas that I had in my Cadillac booklet for my operator's manual. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm gonna go back to Colorado.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then I drove to Albuquerque, picked up some hitchhikers on the side of the road, hung out in Albuquerque for a day, and it was weird. Basically, the dude was like, it's my birthday, I need you to like run and do this and this and this and this and this. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I hung out in Albuquerque for a little bit.
Just some random guy you just met? Or?
Yeah, he was like, hey dude, like it's my birthday, you want to party with me? I was like, okay, cool, I'll party with you. So,
And what'd you guys party with?
beer, Smirnoff, weed, and then they made me hit clear, and I try to stay away from clear and black, just because like that's what my brother was mainly addicted to. So like that's just the shit that
Scares you a little bit, right?
I mean, I've done them, but it's just like I don't want to ever do them again. But the dude was like, you gotta hit it. So, and it was like this big ass dude, so.
Matthews abandons the Jesse Ferk lie, but refuses to admit full responsibility. Instead, he pivots to self-defense, reframing the incident as a struggle gone wrong. This tactic is a classic last resort strategy. When outright denial fails, the suspect reduces culpability by shifting intent. Detectives dismantle this by focusing on his post-crime behavior, fleeing across multiple states, failing to report the incident, and disposing of the body. His speech slows, his responses shorten, and his posture collapses, signaling psychological defeat.
Made it a little intimidating.
Yeah.
So you hit up some. When did you do that?
What was that, last night?
Last night.
Yeah.
And where was that at?
Albuquerque.
Okay.
And I drove from Albuquerque to Colorado overnight.
Which way did you go?
I don't remember. I remember I stopped in a couple of state parks. Just because I was looking at scenery. I like nature.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So let's rewind back to after Tara's, after you leave, your mom's on King.
Uh-huh.
Did you go out of state then?
No.
And then come back?
Oh, yeah, I did.
And tell me about that.
Basically, I went to Gold City, and then our Cities of Gold. I went to a hotel over there, spent a night there, and then like lost my wallet or thought I lost my wallet, and didn't really lose my wallet. So I came back, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait it out.
Hey, Chris, I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed with your candor. I really respect that. I mean, I know things went bad, but I mean, you volunteered to come talk to us, and you just did it on your own. So we appreciate that. I respect that. I think a lot of people don't have the ability to stand up like that. So, you know.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't like threaten you or promise you anything. So it's nice that you just took it upon yourself to be honest. I think that's cool.
And it feels good, right? I mean, that's just human nature.
Yeah.
You've been holding this back for so long. It's a very traumatic thing that happened to you.
Yeah, it sucks.
It does.
Good to have it off your chest.
It feels good to like actually release the like entire story.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, exactly. And that's why we're going through it to help you through that process.
Yeah.
How did this make you feel?
It drove me, like absolutely crazy.
Like, were you mad, or were you like sad, or
I was getting mixed emotions.
what were they?
Like, I just remember it, and like I just start sobbing out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
Do you take any medications?
I don't.
Okay. So you've never been diagnosed with anything?
No,
You don't have any mental health issues or anything like that?
not diagnosed.
Sure. Fair enough.
With your mom, so she meets you, so you leave to the hotel the first night, but then you try and come back. Do you go back to Tara's there?
From there, yeah.
And then
And then I went camping.
Okay.
I went camping actually where you guys followed me from.
Okay.
I was camping up there with some buddies.
Okay. Why'd you go back up there today?
Just because I was like, you know what, whatever.
Just driving.
Yeah. I like nature.
So then when you come back, and then what point did you decide, you know what, I need to get out of town? When was that?
At first, like right after I was talking to Aaron, he was like, either do it now or do it later. And I was like, do it later. Or do it now, like leave. He was like, you have two options here. Do it now or do it later. They're gonna find you either way. I was like, fine, I'll just take the later option.
So you saying you should turn yourself in an hour later?
He was recommending that I turned myself in then and there,
Oh, okay.
but
So then you go down, and you said your mom met you in Laughlin?
yeah.
And tell me about that. How did all that happen?
What do you mean?
Did you call her, say this is where I'm at? She call you? How did you arrange
I
to
think
get there?
she called me, and she's like, Aaron's not okay, Aaron's in jail, this, that, and another. Or no, that was, I don't know. She was like, where are you? Where are you? Come, I want to come have dinner. And I'm like, oh, I'm in Arizona. She's like, what are you doing in Arizona? And I was like, I don't know.
Did you tell her what happened?
I didn't want to tell my mom that I killed somebody at that
Did you tell her though?
But in person, yeah.
When did you tell her?
When I saw her in Laughlin,
What'd she do?
she freaked out
Yeah.
as well, just about as much as Aaron did.
What was her advice to do at that point?
She was like, she didn't really have advice for me.
I mean, did she think you should turn yourself in, or did she think you should run, or?
She told me to turn myself in.
She did.
She recommended it. So
It's the right choice.
yeah, I should have.
Yeah.
But then you stay in Arizona though, right? You go down and you're staying down in some areas down in Arizona. Is that correct? Where'd you stay down there?
Where did I stay in Arizona? Chloride.
Yeah. And where else?
I camped,
You just camped?
pretty much.
When you say camp, was it just like pulling over in parking lots or?
Tent, parking lots, whatever.
Okay, just kind of slept different places all the time?
Yeah.
Were you in town or were you outside of town when you were camping?
Depended on the scenario.
Okay. So the towns, because we know that you had pawned some stuff.
Uh-huh.
What towns were you in with that?
On the way back from Vegas, I pawned, what did I pawn there? A diamond bracelet. And then I pawned an impact and a drill at the Mr. Pawn in Laughlin, or Bullhead City.
Bullhead City. That's close to Laughlin.
Yeah.
So, and why were you pawning those things? Were you running out of money?
Yeah, Mom and I were running out of money, and then I was like, I need money to get back home. So
Was that her bracelet?
no, it was mine. One of my friends actually gave it to me as a gift.
That was nice.
So what happened to your mom from there?
I don't know. She was freaking out, and I drove to where we were staying. Her car wasn't there, so I was just like, whatever. I'm done. I'm not going to sit here and wait for her to let me inside of this house, that a friend was letting us stay at. So from there, I was like, just about to leave. Ended up sleeping in my car one night, and then the next night, she called me. And she's like, hey, let's meet. And then she's like, I'm broke. And I'm like, okay, well, I got enough money to get me home.
Mm.
So I was like, I could get you home too, but then we got into a fight. My mom and I are always in fights for
What was this fight about?
the money. She always goes gambling, loses all the money, and then wants to fight about it. She's like, you lost all my money, But it's like, I think it was a team effort here.
Yeah. And it was your money, right?
I mean, she came with $3,500,
Oh, okay.
but I had a grand on me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And so she lost all her money.
yeah,
And where is she now?
I have no idea.
Where's the last time you saw her?
Bullhead City, I believe.
And that's when you left?
Yeah.
Okay. And where'd you stay last night?
Where did I stay last? So I spent the night at a hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was in Albuquerque.
Okay.
And then I left Albuquerque. And then I went to a state park. I slept at a state park for like 6 hours just because I couldn't really get any sleep. They were being loud and obnoxious. And I just had a lot running on my mind.
Who's they?
These random hitchhikers I met.
Gotcha.
So I end up going to a state park, sleeping for like an hour or two, catch up on some sleep. By then it's like noon. And then I drove to Colorado, and then
So when you got to Colorado, where'd you go?
I went to Lafayette. I didn't really have a place to stay.
And you talked to Tara, so did you know we had talked to her?
Well, I heard, but
How'd you hear?
friends of friends.
And how'd they tell you that?
Trinity met her, I guess.
Trinity met Tara,
I don't know exactly what the situation.
but Trinity told you.
Trinity told me that Tara her phone had been seized, and then her friend Lily told me that I don't even remember what she told me.
What was kind of the gist of it? What she
It
said?
was just like, Tara's been in the questioning.
And what do you think about that?
I was like, I don't know.
And so, and what's her?
It kind of messed with my head because, like, honestly, I don't know. That's like my lady.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Were you mad at her for talking to us?
No. I mean, I don't care.
I mean, you've been very honest with us, so.
Yeah.
So last night, where did you said you stayed in a? Where did you stay last night?
I drove around all night last night.
You just drove around. And
Yeah.
then today you were heading to where you camped before.
Yeah.
And what made you turn around and come back?
I don't know. I just saw U.S. government plates all over the place.
Kind of freaked you out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then so you're like, I gotta get out of here. It's too much.
Yeah.
Too much heat here.
Yeah.
Did you feel like a lot of heat was on you? A lot of pressure this whole time?
No.
No. When did you start feeling that?
I didn't really feel it when I was out of state.
Okay.
But as soon as I got into Colorado, it was just like heavy.
Yeah. Like kind of anxiety.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that was a mistake coming back?
No,
No.
it's not. You guys deserve to know the story.
This time kind of being away, did you ever decide that, you know what, I'm just going to turn myself in? Why didn't you do that?
It was a thought in my mind.
But why didn't you? I mean, why didn't you just come forward?
I'm afraid to go to jail. I'm afraid to go to prison. Like, I'm a 20-year-old male. And if you guys call it murder, if you guys call it self-defense, like, either way, I'm doing time for it.
Why'd you bring a gun in the first place?
Why did I bring a gun?
Yeah.
Because I always had a gun on me.
What did you... I mean, do you think he was going to...
No, I just usually had a gun on me when I did my deals.
Okay.
Were you nervous about Tanner?
Was I nervous about him?
Yeah.
Not really.
Didn't you have an issue with him before?
No.
I thought they tried to rob you or something.
No.
He ripped you off before, right?
No. Not that I remember.
Because we were, and this is why we're asking, because this is stuff we've learned,
Okay.
and it might not be accurate, and it's good that we're talking about it. But from what I understand, there was a point, even a couple of years ago, I think they said a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
that he ripped you off,
No.
and that Aaron had to get involved, and it was like, pay my brother back.
No.
That didn't happen?
No. That didn't happen with him.
Okay. Anyway, that's a story we were told about, and so in our mind, like, it's good we're talking because we had this vision of what happened, and I'll be honest with you, it's almost exactly what you're telling us. It was
Yeah.
something like this is what occurred, and so it does make sense to us.
Yeah.
Because it sounded, at that time though, we were believing that Tanner had ripped you off before, so it
No.
would give you
Tanner's
pause to,
never been ripping me off. Tanner was always good on his shit.
wasn't he? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but don't reach for another man's gun.
How fast was his arm moving, you think? If you could, like, recreate it.
Shucks. You have to show
I
us.
don't know, it's like that.
Okay.
Like not super fast, like moderate speed.
You want to take a quick break? Let me get you some water.
Do you have
Yeah, he's on water.
yeah, we'll get some more.
You doing okay?
Do you mind if I use a restroom real quick?
Not at all.
Sure.
I'll take you there. It's okay. I always put my hands like this for some reason.
There you go.
Helps me straighten out my back.
There you go. Feels good to be out of the car, doesn't it?
Straight to the left.
All right, man. Sorry.
That's all right.
Doing better?
Yeah.
Some more water?
No.
Okay.
I think we're getting there.
Yeah.
We appreciate you sticking with us.
We had to get some water too.
Seriously.
Just some things that we still want to go over, and I'm just thinking about it. Because I'm trying to picture your car right in the center console area.
Mm-hmm.
Describe that to me, and I've been in Cadillacs before, but
Yeah.
not yours. So, is the gear shift in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a little cubby hole in front of that, so like you put phones or whatever?
The cubby hole's small,
Small.
but if you have the cup holders, and
Mhm.
if you have nothing in the cup holders, usually it sits right there on top of the cup holders.
Your gun does.
Yeah.
Does the cup holders have like a flap over it, or it's
Yeah.
like a solid?
Yeah.
You could put whatever there, gun, phone, whatever,
Mhm.
and it's not going to sink into the cup holders.
Yeah.
So the gun is sitting on top of that.
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of a fine detail, but which way is the gun pointing? Is it sitting right? So I'm imagining, right? So here's the console. The gun's here.
Yeah.
Is it pointing that way? Is it
Usually I have it pointed down.
okay?
Was it in a holster?
No.
Okay. Do you have one of them in the chamber?
What do you mean?
Do you have a round loaded in?
A round loaded in?
Was there a bullet inside that?
Usually I've always had a round loaded in.
Okay. So it's positioning wise, it's right there.
Yeah, it's just right there.
It's not like in the crack of your seat.
No.
And it's not in the crack of his
No.
seat.
It was on top of the cup.
It's on top to where you can clearly see it.
Yeah.
He can clearly see that there's a gun right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was the flap shut or open?
The flap was shut.
So you couldn't see it.
What do you mean?
The flap was shut over the gun?
No, the flap just covers the cup holders.
Oh, okay.
And then
And
the
it's
gun
on
was sitting
top.
on top.
Just
of
sitting
the flap.
loose on top of it.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then, we had talked to Tara,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you the same thing. I mean, I'll just be very honest with you.
Yeah.
She cares for you.
Yeah.
And but she doesn't want to be involved. But she cares for you. So to help us keep her out of this,
Yeah.
does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Tell me exactly what you told her when you went to her house directly after your house.
Honestly, I was freaking the fuck out, and I was like, I just killed somebody, and I told her right then and there.
And what'd she say?
She's like, you did what?
Mm-hmm.
And then she started freaking out, but then she caught herself, and then she started consoling me, making sure I was good.
Okay. Did you tell her how it happened?
No,
You
I
just
didn't
said
get into any details.
You just said that you'd killed somebody.
Yeah.
Did you tell her that he'd try to do anything to himself, or that any other kind of story or anything like that?
Did he try to do anything to himself?
Yeah, did he shoot himself or
No,
anything like that?
I
You didn't tell
I
her?
didn't tell her any of that.
Okay. You just told her,
Yeah.
I shot somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she, after that, started consoling you, or trying to calm you down and be there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So after that, and we've talked about it briefly, but I want to come back to it. You had taken Tanner's phone, or his phone was in the car,
Yeah.
and you took his ID.
Uh-huh.
Did he have a fanny pack or anything else on him? Or a backpack or anything?
No.
Did he usually?
No. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Usually he was just wearing clothes. He never had a backpack or anything on him.
Okay. But that day, after that happens,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do with his stuff? With his phone? With his ID?
All of it went to the dumpster.
With your clothes
Yeah.
and the towels?
Yeah.
It was all together.
Yeah.
What was it in?
A backpack.
You put it in a backpack?
Yeah.
What kind of backpack was it?
I don't remember. There's a black one.
Just a black backpack?
Yeah.
Was it something you had in your car or your home? Or
Yeah.
where was it at? Where'd you get it from?
It was a gift.
It was a gift.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Is that backpack? Did you throw a backpack in there too?
Which,
The one you put all the stuff in.
what?
His clothes, your clothes, and his ID, and
All of
Phone.
that shit should be in a black backpack somewhere.
so you threw away the backpack also.
Yeah.
So the rags was everything together, or did you separate it?
Everything was together.
And it was all in that backpack.
Yeah.
What day did you throw all that stuff away?
I don't remember. I held on to it for a couple days.
A couple of days.
Yeah.
And this was after you had showered. Was it before or after you went to your mom's house on King?
After.
After King.
Yeah.
Did you throw stuff away that you had cleaned there as well?
It was all in the backpack.
So the stuff from King you also put in the backpack.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, I mean, I'm going to let you know we've already been there.
Yeah.
And there's scientific stuff that we do.
Uh-huh.
There seemed to be a significant amount of blood in the garage in King. Is that the way it was still?
Yeah.
How did all that stuff get all over, or was it just...
It was dripping outside of the car still.
Blood was dripping outside the car?
Yeah. Whenever you'd open the door, it'd still drip out.
It would drip out onto the garage? Is
Yeah.
that what happened?
Must have been a lot of blood in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, why did you cover his head? To explain that to me again.
I don't know. It just him gurgling in his head, and it's a scary sight to see.
Did you cover it so nobody could see him when you're driving around?
No,
It's because he was still alive and gurgling?
I don't know if he was still alive and gurgling, but like whatever you have, I've never seen that much blood in my life.
Really?
Ever.
Yeah, I can see that being scary.
Yeah, you definitely can too. And I do appreciate you telling us everything here.
Good.
It does help us believe what we already believed.
It just helps clarify it.
It does.
You know, I think, like you said, it can't deserve to have the story out. Right? Yeah, just the truth.
Mhm.
Yeah. And thank you for telling us that.
So today, what were you going to do today? I mean, you're coming back you saw the government plates.
Yeah.
You're coming back. I mean, what was going through your mind today?
Montana.
That's where you're thinking about going.
Yeah.
Why Montana?
I don't know. My homegirl was in Montana, and she's like, "Hey, I'm bored," and I was like, "Well, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this in Colorado," and I was like, "Well, if they catch me, they catch me," but
Hey, did you get blood on? Was there blood all over the ground at your place too, where you cleaned it up?
a little bit, not much,
Not much. Why was there more at your mom's house?
because the steam cleaner.
Oh, that makes sense, because you're putting water into it.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that steam cleaner at?
I have no idea.
Did you leave it there?
It
At your mom's?
it should be in a trash can, a dumpster. I don't know.
Her dumpster?
I don't know. I left it there. So
Okay. So you left it in her garage?
yeah.
You didn't get rid of it?
I spaced it.
Okay, that's fine.
Why would you think it's in a dumpster? Or
I don't know.
did somebody
I
throw it
didn't
away
see
for
it.
you?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it when I went back to the house after. So
So after you cleaned, you had also went back again,
yeah,
and it was gone.
yeah. So I'm assuming it got thrown away by who? My brother, maybe mom.
Is it like a
or-
floor skin cleaner, like a carpet one?
It wasn't like a big one. It was like small.
Okay.
Last place you saw it was in the garage.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Good.
It was in the garage.
Yeah.
And then when you went back, did you park in the garage again? When you went back again?
I don't think so. I think I parked on the side of the street.
Okay. But you went into the garage and didn't see it there?
Yeah.
Okay. Who threw it away for you? I think you know. You're just trying to help them.
I mean, I'm not exactly sure if it was my brother or not.
Okay. And where did he throw it?
He didn't tell me.
He just told you got rid of it?
Yeah.
Did he see you cleaning with it?
What?
Did he see you cleaning your car with it? The steam cleaner?
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw that? Okay, that's fine. Just curious.
Yeah.
So he got rid of it before he wasn't there. And the reason I'm asking is because I was there also in the garage and I didn't see it. That's why I'm making sure that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. My brother told me it's gone.
Okay.
So it handled.
Okay. What day do you think it is that you threw all that stuff in that dumpster?
Honestly, I have no recollection of days. My days have just been jumbled now that after that day.
It's all kind of just crammed together.
Yeah.
Let me maybe try to help it maybe flow a little bit. Because I kind of know the days that you were in certain places. So
Yeah.
was it just before you left here going to and met your mom and all that? Was it like the day before that or a couple days before that?
Yeah.
What would you say?
I don't know, like 2 days before.
Before you left the state?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I got to tell you, I mean, I think I know, and I get it. I do understand it. But were you worried, or did you know that, hey, the police are coming to get me? How do I avoid capture? How'd you do that? How did you help yourself stay away from us?
What do you mean?
Was there certain things you were doing?
Like what?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I mean, this is just for my future education of doing my job. What did you do to help us not be able to locate you? Because you kept away from us for a few days, a few weeks.
Yeah.
So what was it that you did?
What do you mean? Like my phone was off.
Was that on purpose to keep us from you?
I couldn't find a phone charger.
Oh.
Most of the time. I was trying to stay out of my car.
You want to stay away from your car.
Yeah, and then most of the time I had it off too. Just because, like,
What?
if you have your phone off, you're not able to track location.
Oh, is that why you turned it off? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And then, like, you changed your plates out?
I had those plates.
You did?
Yeah, I actually went to St. Elmo with Tara and bought them at St. Elmo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gotcha. But you changed those plates to keep us from seeing it, from finding you?
That was the hope.
That was the hope.
Makes sense. Yeah. What else do we have? What about, where'd you stay in Australia? What house did you stay in?
In Arizona.
In Arizona.
Arizona?
Yeah.
I didn't stay in a house. I stayed in
You said somebody put you up for a little bit in a house.
in Arizona.
Where's some one of those places?
Laughlin.
Laughlin, yeah, that's what it was. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whose house did you stay in there?
I don't even remember the lady's name.
How did that happen? Like, how did you get into somebody's house?
Basically, my mom's friend lives in Laughlin.
So how did that all work out?
Well, we were outside of the mall. My mom and I were,
Yeah.
and she walks in to go get a Western Union. And when she does a Western Union, basically she walks in and her friend walks out.
Oh,
And it's
just randomly?
complete coincidence.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, what happened?
Basically, her friend was like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And then they started talking, and then my mom was like, "Hey, can we stay at your house for a while?"
Okay.
So
How long did you stay there?
I stayed there for 2 or 3 days.
Okay. What was her name?
Susie, I think.
Susie?
Yeah.
Do you know her last name?
Not really.
It's nice for her to put you up for a little bit.
Yeah.
Save you some hotel money?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was a friend of your mom's?
Yeah.
How does she know her?
How does she know her?
How does your mom know her? Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay. Fair enough.
Did Susie ever find out what happened?
No. Susie doesn't know.
Doesn't know.
She doesn't know anything.
You don't think your mom would tell her?
No.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, I mean, some questions I just have come up in my mind, and I'm just curious about.
Mhm.
Let's go back to the gun.
Mm.
And when he's reaching for it, right? But
Yeah.
he doesn't touch it.
Yeah.
Is that right? But in your mind, it's sitting here.
Yeah.
He's kind of, his hand's going towards it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Do you say anything to him like, hey, don't grab that?
No.
You just grab it. And I'm walking through this to make sure that I'm...
Okay, so basically he starts to reach for it,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know, whenever I see somebody reach for my gun, I immediately grab it.
Okay. And then, but you grab it,
Yeah.
and what does his hand do?
When you grab it,
When you grab it, what's his hand do?
His hand was just like that, and
then you grab it and point at his head, right?
yeah,
Okay. Did you have any other guns in the car, or just that one?
I just had that one.
Did he have one?
Not that I know
Did
of.
he have like knives or bats or sharp pens or anything?
No.
No weapons.
No.
Okay. So you pick it. You said his hand's kind of going for it, and you grab it to keep it from getting it, right?
Yeah.
Put it at his head,
Yeah.
and then did he try to assault you at that point, or hurt you, or
No.
so?
Did he grab your arm, or did he grab you?
What I don't understand is if you're pointing the gun at his head.
Yeah.
So is he like looking away from you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, so that's probably why it came back here, right? Because he's looking away from you when you have the gun to his head. And correct me if I'm wrong. Am I right?
What do you mean?
Like, is that kind of how it was? You have the gun to his head and he's kind of looking away like this?
I feel like he knew he was fucking up by reaching for my gun.
Sure.
Okay. But so hang on a second. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I feel like basically he was reaching for my gun,
Yeah.
and then I grab it, and then he's like,
So he looks away from you like that?
yeah, just because he wasn't expecting me to grab it.
Yeah, sure. He probably doesn't want to get shot.
Yeah.
So how is he threatening you when you have a gun pointed at his head?
How was he threatening me?
Yeah, how were
He
you
was threatening me by grabbing my gun.
But once you have a gun at his head and he's looking away from you, why'd you pull the trigger? Because he's not a threat to you at that point, right?
What do you mean? He
Is
was
he-
grabbing my gun in the first place.
But he didn't have it in his hands, or he didn't touch it, and you have him at gunpoint now, right? Right, and he's looking away from you. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Why do you feel threatened at that point?
Yeah. Why'd you pull the trigger?
These are just some things we need to know.
Gun safety.
How's that gun safety when you shoot somebody in the head?
What do you mean?
So let's rewind. You said that you felt threatened when he was grabbing your gun,
Yeah.
and I understand that.
Yeah.
But you grab your gun.
Okay. What do you mean?
Yeah, am I right?
I grabbed my gun before he could have my gun in his
Right.
possession.
So then from there, you have your gun.
Yeah.
He doesn't have another gun.
No.
He doesn't have a
You guys didn't
knife.
struggle for it, right? Because he didn't touch it.
He was reaching for it though.
No, but once
Did he
you
assault
had
you?
it in your hand,
Yeah.
then he's no longer a threat, right? Because he can't get your gun. Correct? Am I wrong?
Walk us
Grant,
through-
here-
walk us through that.
What do you mean?
Tell us how you
Which
felt.
part?
How did you feel?
Whenever somebody reaches for your gun,
Mhm.
and usually, I don't know what was going through my head,
yeah.
but whenever somebody reaches for your gun, it's right there.
Sure. So then you grab it though, and let's just go slow through this process. You
We
grab
realize
it.
it happens like this.
We do.
Yeah.
We've been cops for a long time, so we understand the quickness of things happening.
Yeah.
But now's the time to slow it down and let's break it down
Okay.
And
to that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you grab it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it. You explain. Tell me if I'm wrong. He kind of turns. I'm Tanner. He
Yeah.
turns like, oh shit. I made a mistake.
Yeah.
He's like this. You're like this. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
Where's his arms?
Is his arms in front of him? Where's his arms at this point?
His arms are.
Is it still here? You're motioning like that.
I think it was like.
Okay. But so from there, did you feel like you had, without a better word, you got the draw on him at that point, correct? So if you're going back to cowboy stages, two guys coming out with guns at the same time, the duel, you got the drop. Is that fair to say? He tried, but you beat him to it. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm
Yeah,
just trying to help you
We're
explain.
trying to understand what your position is.
Yes.
Exactly what happened. So, and we recognize things happen fast.
I mean, I don't know what happened in my head was that he was endangering my life. And at that point, when somebody reaches for your gun,
Mm-hmm.
and in that moment, the gun's right there.
Sure.
The gun's right at his head. I was quicker to
Then
the
why'd you
gun.
pull the trigger?
Whenever gun safety.
How is that gun safety?
What do you mean? Don't point a gun at somebody unless you're ready to kill it, or anything unless you're ready to fire.
So if you point, so if you're feeling scared and you point your gun at somebody, that means you get to kill them?
No, it doesn't mean you get to kill them.
Let me
But-
ask you something. If I'm a police officer, right?
Yes.
So say you did a burglary, and I see you coming out, and I point my gun at you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Do I get to shoot you?
No, you don't get to.
Then why did you?
You don't have to.
Why did you get to shoot him?
You're right. You don't have to, right? At that point. And that's what would be the position that I would have to shoot somebody.
But what I've always been told is don't aim a gun at anything unless you're ready to kill it.
Okay, and I understand that.
Or like
So you're ready to kill him when you point your gun at him.
for the fact that he was reaching for my gun.
So this is we're just going to be straight, and this is our hang up with this a little bit, and help us understand this.
Okay.
You have the gun pointed at his head, right?
He's looking away from you.
He's looking away from you. He's not assaulting you. He doesn't have another gun. He doesn't have a weapon. Explain to me why at that point, that particular moment, that spot right there, let's pause.
Mm-hmm.
It's vision this is the VCR DVD player, and you have to hit pause. You're like this, he's like that, his hands are here.
That's
Why did you feel threatened right then at that point?
For the circumstances of the previous
The
behavior
previous.
of his behavior.
Okay. But he didn't try to come back and take the gun, right? It wasn't a struggle or fight over it.
No, there was no struggle or fight.
Okay.
Did he even threaten you?
What do you mean threaten
Did
me?
he say, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kick your ass? Things like that?
I asked him where my shit was at, and then he reached for the gun.
Could he have been reaching for your cocaine?
He was reaching for the gun. That's what I saw. That's what I saw.
So he was slowly moving his hand towards where your gun
yes,
was.
which is right by
So
the
then
gun
you
holder.
decided that you get to kill him because of that.
Because he's reaching for my gun.
Okay. So, but there's no other weapons. There's no assaultive behavior. He doesn't actually reach for your gun once you have it in your hands, right?
No, but at that point, like,
Did he say anything when you pointed the gun at him?
no.
It was just that quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Thinking back now that we've paused it and we've slowed it down,
Uh-huh.
would you have done anything different?
Would I have done anything different?
Yeah.
I would have probably never had a gun on me in the first place.
Sure. But you did.
I mean, that's usually how I would always sell. That's how people always taught me how to sell.
And out of 100 times of doing it, nothing's ever happened. And then this one time, this guy
Yeah,
does this.
yeah.
But now that it's all done, now that we've slowed it down and we did the DVD-R thing pausing,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, would you have done anything different?
I wish I didn't pull the trigger.
You know?
Do you think you should have pulled the trigger?
What do you mean?
I mean, do you think that was a good decision?
For reaching for my gun, that made sense to me in that moment in time.
In hindsight, what do you think?
In hindsight, no.
You think that was not a good thing to do?
Heat of the moment when somebody reaches for your gun, near your gun.
Yeah. But when you think about it logically, okay, that's fair. It makes sense.
It does. And we appreciate
Yeah.
everything. I don't want you to feel like we're trying to push you into something, saying something different than what happened.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you've been very.
We're just
upfront
getting an
and candid.
understanding of what happened.
Yeah.
And we just weren't there. Things happen. So
Did you make any comments to Tara about being worried about your tires being in the cornfield?
My what?
Your tire tracks?
I might have.
Were you worried about that?
Yeah.
Did you change your tires?
No.
Did you make appointments to do that, or
Uh-uh.
there was never a thought process of that?
I mean, I was going to come back to Colorado. That was my goal today because my tires are bald and they're still under warranty.
Okay.
So,
And you were going to get them switched out today.
yeah.
Did you make an appointment for that?
No.
You had an appointment for someplace, didn't you, for your car? Right after this had happened? Do you remember that?
Brakes.
It was just brakes?
Yeah, it's just my brakes.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Rotors.
Did you already have the brakes?
So I bought the brakes and rotors from Brakes or Rock Auto,
Hmm.
and then I brought them into Brakes Plus, and then Brakes Plus said, "Oh, we'll just resurface your brakes. The brakes that you bought from Rock Auto are already they're too big. They won't fit."
So that wasn't an intentional thing to buy bigger brakes for some reason?
No.
You just thought it was for your car?
Yeah, I thought they were the right size.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think we have any more questions right now. Just going back to the initial time you go to your garage at your house where you have a room at, that first
And no
night.
longer, but yeah.
No longer, but did. Was anybody else around when you were cleaning up your car in the garage? Did any of your roommates see that, or
No.
they had no idea? And you said maybe just a little bit of blood got on the ground?
But not too terrible much.
Not too terrible much. It was from the steam cleaner at King that.
That was
Made a
the main
mess.
thing, yeah.
Did you try to clean it up?
Yeah.
What'd you clean it with?
I don't remember.
Just whatever was there?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you use stuff from inside the house to come out and clean it?
No.
Just whatever was in the garage, or where'd you get the cleaning stuff?
All the cleaning stuff came from Adams Polishes, which is like extremely high quality car detailing products.
And where was that at? Was it in the garage already?
I actually purchased them because
Okay.
I like to have a clean car most of the time.
So you already had it.
It's a nice car, man.
It is a nice car. You already have those cleaning.
I purchased them like recently, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. So, you still doing okay? We can get you something to eat in a little bit if you like. Or...
Yeah. You hungry? Not really? Okay.
Okay.
We're almost done.
Yeah, probably just like another 5 minutes and we'll be out here. So, we appreciate you.
Want some more water?
Right back.
All right, Chris. We really are almost done. We do have a few more follow-up things. I'm just thinking about it, and I want to be clear about this. We talked briefly about where you dropped Hatter off at the body in the cornfield.
Mm-hmm.
Walk me through that again. How did that happen?
What do you mean by that?
Step by step.
Step by step, you're driving down.
Yeah.
You said it was federal.
Yeah.
You see a field,
Yeah.
and then what happens from there?
And then from there, I was like, all right, well, I don't know what else to do with the body.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it into a field.
So, tell me what you did with your car. Did you park on the street? You pulled into the field?
I drove into the field.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let me see the markers. What color do you like?
Take a marker there.
You a purple kind of guy? Alright, so let's do
Federal.
federal. And then you have Shaw, right? Federal. Then Shaw. Is that right?
Pretty much. And then there's field.
And there's what, field right here?
Yeah.
Big old field, corn stalks. So you come in, what, southbound Federal?
You're heading towards Denver.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's, we're going to take your marker.
Okay.
So, like right down here, so you turn on to Shaw,
Show us what you do from
and
there.
then this is the cornfield. Actually, let me see this. So, let's say there's dirt here and corn. Does that look about right?
Yeah.
Okay, so show us what you do with your car. There you go.
Maybe something like that.
Well, you stopped at some point and like backed up or something, right? And you pulled the body out.
Yeah. And then I get out. I tiptoe.
You tiptoed?
Not literally, but whatever.
Did you walk lightly on purpose?
No, it's not. It was. I don't know. It was So sometimes I speak through music.
Huh.
So like tiptoe through the window. I don't know. Sometimes that just gets stuck in my head.
Okay.
Basically, I walk.
Why don't you draw your car there for us? Like do a little box or however you want to draw a car. Okay, and that's the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you just draw there?
A car.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So those are the wheels and,
Yeah.
okay.
So you're facing that way. You get out of which door? Where do you get?
I get out of the driver door.
Okay, which way do you go around the car?
I'm not sure if I went around the front or the back. I think I went around the back.
Okay, go around the back
And then I open the door, and then I drag him.
to the corn.
Yeah.
So then, when you drag him, that's when you find his ID and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is that
What
in
else?
the cornfield where you got that?
What?
Did you grab his ID and stuff in the cornfield?
Yeah.
Then, does he have anything else on him at that point?
No.
So you go back to your car.
Yeah. Well, he had the Coke on him.
You take the Coke, yeah.
Yeah.
When you go back to your car, what happens from there? Do you get stuck or anything? Does the car sink or
The car doesn't really want to get out of there, but I got it out of there somehow.
what'd you do? How'd you get out?
I just drove.
Did you go straight forward?
Yeah, show me.
Or?
Show me how the direction, what you do to get out of the corn.
I think I went like that in, and then I went like that out.
And you went that way?
Yeah.
Did you
Cornfield?
Not exactly sure what it was.
back up?
I think I did back up a little bit. I don't.
Okay.
There was I was down there. And so there was I'll just tell you what I saw.
Yeah.
There was a footprint in one of the tire tracks, like after you drove over it.
Really?
Did you get out of the car a second time?
I don't remember. I don't think I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's just, there's no way for it to be there without you actually getting out.
I might have came back. I don't know.
Did you come back?
Did I cut back?
Did you come back?
Yeah, I came back. What do you?
Yeah.
I don't know. You just said that you might have come back. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So basically, I came back. Like I drove around the block and I came back and I was like, I don't know. I freaked out again.
You drove away and then came back to where the body was?
Yeah.
Did you go back in there and look at it?
Yeah.
You did?
Where'd you park that time?
There's like a other street that way.
You parked on the street
Yeah.
and then you walked back.
Yeah.
And what'd you do?
I don't know.
Did you walk back into the field or did you?
I walked through the cornfield to where the body was, and I was just like, did I really just do that?
Really?
And then what happened?
And then from there, I drove off and went home to my house.
Was Tanner wearing a hat?
I don't remember. I don't remember what he was wearing, if he was wearing a hat or not.
Did you do anything with the hat?
What hat?
A baseball hat? Baseball cap that he might have been wearing?
Like a red one?
I didn't. He was wearing a red one.
There was a red hat out there, so.
I didn't know. I didn't see it. I don't recollect a red baseball cap.
And it's a minor detail, but did you happen to pick it up or cap and throw it or anything like that?
No. Not that I remember.
Okay. Did you only go towards, so that's Shaw right there where you drove in at
Mm-hmm.
and then came back through?
Yeah.
That's Shaw Boulevard. Did you ever walk the other direction through the cornfield?
Uh-uh.
You only stayed towards that street and that way?
Yeah.
So it would have been south.
So I was a little bit confused.
Towards Denver.
I was a little bit confused too, because like right where the corn is, like right around here, there were some other footprints that weren't the same as yours. Right? How do you think those got there?
I don't know. I was the only person in the car.
Are you covering for somebody?
No,
If you are, you need to tell us now.
I'm not.
There was nobody with you?
Nobody but me. On everything.
Was he hard to drag out there?
He was heavy.
Yeah.
And you drug him by yourself?
Yeah.
You've done so good, and I don't want a very minor thing to hold you back by you trying to protect somebody.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm
that's
not
really
protecting. I'm not protecting.
Because it really wouldn't be. You know what I mean? There are video
If there was
cameras.
somebody else involved, I'd tell you. But it was solely me and me solely.
Did you reach? Which gun did you have? Which hand did you have the gun in?
What?
When you reach, you grab the gun. Did you have it in your right hand, or did you reach it like this? Which hand did you shoot with?
My right hand.
Okay, so if it was in the center console, you grabbed it and you point it.
Yeah.
What is your dominant hand?
My right.
It is your right.
Okay.
Just real quick clarification. How extended was your arm? Were you here when you shot? Were you this way? So you grab it and show me.
I think he was like looking away, and his head was right about here.
He was looking away?
Yeah, because I grabbed the gun back from him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or you grabbed the gun
I
the
grabbed
first time?
well, he was reaching for it.
Yeah,
I
you
grabbed it, and then I pointed it at him.
And he was looking. So how close do you think the gun was to him?
Like, I don't know, maybe that far.
Okay. So this is almost a representation of your car
Yeah.
and him. You're probably pretty close, and
Yeah.
so about this far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So let's go back a little bit, and we obviously have been looking at phone records and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you call when you got to the apartments, other than Tanner?
What do you mean?
There was somebody else you called, or called you.
I do not know. If you could get me a phone number, maybe I'd remember.
It's a Florida phone number.
A Florida phone number?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 772 number.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Do you know Austin?
Austin?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because there were 3 calls between the two of you, but does it look like you guys really talked?
I don't know.
Did you ever deal with that day when you were getting drugs from Tanner?
Uh-huh.
Did you talk to anybody else about drugs that day,
Not
other
that
than Tanner?
Not that I remember.
No.
No.
Did you get a call from a strange number that you didn't know that you could remember?
I think I got one from Scam Likely. I get a lot of calls from Scam Likely. It doesn't necessarily give me a number.
See if I can find a picture. I just want to see if you know this one person. It might look a little bit different right now. Have you seen that guy before?
What's his name?
That's Austin.
No, I ain't never seen that kid in my life.
Let me show you. Do you recognize this guy?
Nope.
Never seen him.
Nope.
Okay. All right. It's just some clarification things on our end that we needed to check on. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right, man. I think we're about done. Is there anything else? Well, we've talked a long time.
Yeah.
And is there anything in the back of your mind you want to tell us, or anything else you want to get out? Because now's the chance to. Anything else, man?
So,
Go ahead.
so, where is it gonna go from here?
We do have an arrest warrant for you.
Okay.
So you're gonna get booked,
Okay.
and then you'll be taken to Motown's County.
Adams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
What would you want to tell his family?
I'd like to apologize to his family
Why?
because I took their son's life. That's a big thing.
Do you feel bad about that?
Of course.
Would you apologize to them?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
Man.
think they'd probably like that.
We will. We'll get arranged. Is there anything else you could think of?
So I'm gonna get booked, and then where's it gonna go from that court? Okay.
Matthews' interrogation is a study in deteriorating deception. His overconfidence, avoidant denial, and emotional breakdown reflect a suspect trapped by his own lies. His shifts from narcissistic rationalization to defensive hostility to emotional retreat mirror a textbook unraveling of a guilty mind under forensic pressure. For more expert breakdowns of criminal psychology, subscribe to Inside Evil Interrogations and leave your thoughts on Matthew's unraveling mind in the comments.